They say that Hollywood is a business of relationships, and I think that nobody personifies that more than you. Do you pick your friends, or do they pick you?
In
the business.
In the business?
Yeah, in the biz.
I don't think it's a thing about picking. I think that, like anything in life, there are some people that you just kind of connect with and like to hang out with, and other people you don't as much. I've been pretty lucky in that I've just kind of organically become friends with some people who are all of a sudden worked in high positions and were nice enough to give me a job.
Well, David Gordon Green seems to be a particularly good friend.
Yeah.
Because he created this world for you. He wanted to take you outside of like where you were where in Hollywood you're making a lot of romantic comedies, and he said he wanted to give you something different to do. How does it feel to break out like that?
Well, that feels great. But you know, David and I have been friends for about 12 years. I met David in Rotterdam at a film festival. He was there because he just finished George Washington, which was his first movie, and I did a movie called The Chateau that was playing in the festival, and we hit it off immediately. Same with Tim Orr and Lisa Muscat. A lot of the people that he's worked with his entire career, they were there, and so I knew all of these people, and David and I have since then tried to work together. We've tried to get a movie made about 10 years ago that nobody would give us a dime to make.
Oh, no.
But it was a really interesting, specific, strange movie. And so, yeah, the idea that we were going to get to do it, and when he called me about this, it wasn't even, you know, about what it was. He just said, there's this forest that's far, like a park, a state park, right by where I live, that was burned down, and then, and it looks amazing, and I'd love to shoot something there. And I'm thinking about remaking this Icelandic movie that I just saw, and we'll go out there for a few weeks, and we could kind of do it on our own terms. I was like, yeah, man, that's what we've talked about doing for like a decade, so.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you know, interestingly, you said this is a real forest that actually burned down, and you have a scene in the film where you're talking, a woman's giving you a tour of her house that burned down, and the woman in the house are real. That actually happened.
Right.
What's it like to act in a scene where half of it is fictional and half of it's real?
Well, you know, that scene in particular was really kind of an emotional experience, and you know, it's like we're in this park, and it's weird. There's nothing growing on the trees, and we can smell the burnt wood, and you could just see some green poking through because it's starting to come back, and it looks amazing. But then meeting somebody who lost everything in that fire, as many people did, kind of made it more personal, and you know, you see the emotional destruction that it causes, and that woman Joyce was giving me a tour of her house, and so nothing was scripted. We just went in to talk to her, and I was trying to kind of interview her and get a tour of her house and ask her questions, knowing like, well, this will be an interesting document, and how it will work into the film, who knows. She eventually became a character in the film.
Wow.
But it was amazing, because everything she says is stuff that she just said.
Wow. Yeah. Well, my last question for you is, you have Anchorman 2 coming up. What would be the headline about Prince Avalanche?
I don't know what the headline would be. Prince Avalanche redefines cinema as we know it, and beats Avatar as the highest grossing film in the history of motion pictures.
I love it. You know the news game.
Yeah, it's all about lies.
That's great. Oh, thank you. That was great.